there's all sorts of different relationships that people have, right? Some are, like a boyfriend girlfriend relationship, a parent child relationship, husband wife, you know, aunt or uncle and their niece or nephew, One type of relationship that I've had numerous throughout my life, and it's one of those type of relationships that you have to get along, kind of like a a dating type of relationship without all the physical aspect, but you have to get along just as much. Is bands. Bands. There's a reason why a lot of bands don't make it that far or that long. And that's because you are taking egos from, you know, however many people you have in your band, and trying to coexist and you know agree on things. It's a lot of times trying to decide, you know, what direction to go or what songs to play at shows is almost as aggravating as the ever popular question, what's for dinner? You know, everyone has their own ideas, um, and egos really come into play a lot, especially with musicians, because, you know, we all think that we know best. Um, and especially for those musicians that write their own music and make their own music and don't just cover others, there's definitely a sense of, you know, this song is like my child, and my child's the best. So we need to showcase my child. It's kind of like coaches that, their kids are on the team or something. So I'm curious how many of y'all out there have been in bands, are in bands, have experienced or even have dated people that were in bands and have seen the fun that all that can be, with all the different personalities and egos. I personally, I have been fortunate. I'm still very much friends with almost everybody that I've ever been in a band with. Some definitely closer than others. I have been immensely blessed by being able to perform with some amazing musicians or and open up for amazing other musicians. I can tell you all, if you don't sleep on the locals, on the unsigned, if you will, bands. Some of my favorite artists were local guys that recorded their own stuff, and they've never really been played on the radio. They've never made it out of their tri-county area, so to say, but are amazing. And it's almost saddening to know that they didn't make it big, because, everyone that can get along and actually be in a band with the same people for a long period of time should automatically have some kudos going on, because I'm telling you, it's not easy. It's a lot of times it's like, especially if they're good musicians, because good musicians seem to have bigger issues. But it's almost like dating the hot chick, right? And you're happy because it's the hot chick, but damn, does it like drive you insane all the time. and there's a lot of things that you have to put up with and, try to compromise on. So I'm just curious, have you ever dealt with, known any, or are personally a musician? And what is your experiences? Tell me some of your internal banters, battles, things that you've had to go through. Um, Again, I've been some great, great musicians, um, and song selection always seemed to be one of my personal biggest issues. Because again, when you write original music, everyone thinks their baby is the best and they want to show it off. And when you have someone that's like, oh no, we just can't, I'd rather put on this song, and you're like, that song? That one? You're going to pick that one over mine? How dare you? So yeah, ego's getting involved. But I'm curious, and I don't mean to narrow out everyone as much as possible. That's why I'm like opening up to, if you've had friends that are, and you've seen it happen, or you've dated, or whatever, like, tell me your stories. Tell me what happened. From my biggest, like I said, is song selection. I had a song that I really, really, I was so proud of. And honestly, the whole band I thought did a great job with. And one of the individuals in the band always tried to make that song not on a set list, because they said it challenged them too much. It was too hard to keep up, even though that person did a great job with the song. So yeah, what's your experiences? Do you have any? Let me know. Let's talk about it.